Well, I've got about 36 hours in the Hamptons on the east end of Long Island, focused mostly on photography. I got 2 sunsets and 2 sunrises. Let's see how I do. Well, there's some classic places in the Hamptons to shoot. The Montauk Lighthouse, there's some great beaches to shoot at, and I was just trying to find something a little different this time to capture a nice sunset. So I made my way up to a park, and I'm forgetting the name, I'll put it on the screen. But it's facing sunset and there's some high grass around, so I'm gonna see if I can set up and get a shot with some grass in the foreground and the sun setting in the background. Well, I thought it was going to be a beautiful sunset. Now I'm not so sure. There's a whole band of clouds out there that just happens to be right where the sun is heading down. So I'll be patient. Maybe there'll be some slivers of light coming through these clouds, but I don't know. We'll see. It might be a bit of a waste of time. Find a good composition here. I've got the grass here in the foreground. I sort of have this nice path on the left side that leads out to the sky and a smaller path on the right side. So maybe some leading lines, I'm not sure. You know, sometimes you don't know till you get them on the computer, but we'll have to take a look. Well, I think I got some shots. The sky's actually still pretty good, but there's one other spot I want to try to catch before sunset. It's about 5 or 6 minutes away, so I'm just gonna head out, see if I can catch that before the sun goes down. Well, I popped over to the this other spot that I was thinking about. You see, I've got some old pilings in the background here, so I'm just gonna do a long exposure. The sun's setting actually that way, so I'm not getting much of a sky, but it might be more of a black and white shot, but we'll see how it comes out. My first outing, pretty good. I'm gonna wake up early and try to shoot sunrise tomorrow. See you then. Well, good morning. I headed out early this morning, drove over to Hampton Bays, New York, and I'm walking on a road called Dune Road. It's a road right by the beach, and this time of year the sun aligns perfectly with the road when it rises. So that's the goal, is to get a shot down this simple road with the sun rising on the end of it. I got here fairly early, and so I'm still well before sunrise, but I'm looking out over the water here, and I do see a very nice bridge called Montauk Bridge. And from this vantage point, it might make an interesting shot with my long lens. I'll get my camera out and see if I can take some shots before the sun rises here. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get a great sunrise. Seems to be a layer of clouds that is covering up the horizon, but might get some color in the sky. I like the minimalistic scene anyway, and so even if I do it in black and white, I think it might be kind of cool. Well, the sun did not quite perfectly align with the street. It is rising. You see it through the haze. I still think it's a decent shot. I'm glad I came down here. I made my way over to a fishing area, a dock. There's some old rusty boats here. I thought there might be some interesting details in the boats, just to come out and shoot a little bit. So I'm gonna wander around, see if I can find anything. Well, I didn't make sunset last night, but I did have a great dinner with my brother-in-law, which was awesome. In the morning, I got up early and drove up to the North Fork of the Hamptons. And along the way, it was still dark, but I stopped and took some shots before I got to my eventual destination. Good morning. I decided this morning to head to the North Fork of the Hamptons. Very calm water up here. I'm not facing the sunrise. And what I'm going to try to do is get a more of a minimalistic look with some of these rocks in the water, with a long exposure to smooth things out. Not much definition in the sky, so I'm not going to get much cloud movement. But it's very peaceful up here. It's about 5 in the morning, so it's still a little bit before sunrise. I'm just going to scout around for a good composition and set up my camera and take some shots. Well, I got a pretty simple composition. I just have these 3 rocks in the water that kind of lead out towards the horizon line. I'm getting down pretty low, and I'm going to probably get a longer exposure so I can really smooth out that water and create a very minimalistic, serene feel to it. So I wandered down the beach a little bit and came across this pretty nice rock sitting out there by himself. He's actually not by himself. If I scan back, you'll see, yeah, there's definitely other rocks around, but I'm zeroing in on this one rock and I'm putting it in the lower 1/3 of the frame. Again, fairly simplistic composition, long exposure, be about 2.5 minutes, and we'll see how it comes out. Well, I was so mesmerized by the scenery that I stopped videotaping and I just kept shooting, so here are the rest of the images. Well, on my way back, I just had to stop and take some additional shots, so I'll show them to you now. Hey, if you like this video, just hit that subscribe button on the lower right. And until next time.